Hello, folks. It's the heart of the emergence of the sulfur mayfly here in the upper reaches of the driftless region. And I thought today that I'd show you an emerger pattern that's worked well for me, a soft hackle emerger pattern. I'll have to say at the outset that this particular pattern exits the impressionistic school of fly tying and heads directly into the abstract. Nonetheless, it has worked well for me for a number of years and has caught trout when other flies wouldn't catch trout or couldn't. So we'll start fresh with a new hook and we'll explain it as we go along. The hook is a Daiichi 1100 in size 16. That's their standard dry fly hook. Any similar hook from another brand would likely work. Our thread is 8/0 unithread in a light yellow. If you have a finer, stronger thread, that might even be better. We'll start our thread at about the halfway point. That's going to help us mark our proportions a little better. I'll explain it as we go along. The tailing fibers here, or actually it's also the shuck of the, you can think of this as the shuck of the mayfly. It's a series of pheasant tail fibers tied in just a little short. You want about maybe 5 to even 6 of them. Because we're representing both the shuck and possibly the tailing fiber, the creature's tails too. We'll get that set in. Get our thread back to the starting point here. Make just a couple of turns. We're going to tie in some yellow crystal flash, a single strand of that. That's going to serve as ribbing, and as I think part of what makes this fly work. There's a certain, I think as insects emerge, they produce, all of them, caddis are famous for this, but all of them produce a little bit of a sheen, a little bit of a gas bubble as they emerge. Once we've got that started, we'll go with the material that's going to comprise our abdomen. That's Hare Tron in an olive tan. Any of these sparkly rough dubbings will do. I think in this case we're with, once the ribbing is in, that we're kind of imitating the creature's gills with this rougher dubbing, as well, of course, as its abdomen. You don't want the dubbing to be just too smooth here. That's about right. And then we'll take fairly close turns with our crystal flash. Try to get them evenly spaced. Perhaps one more turn. There we are. Throw the thread over that to trap it. Get that out of there. Throw a couple of more turns over that to secure that. Then I think we're going to have what really makes this fly actually work. And that's these a CDC oiler puff in a natural dun color. As mayflies emerge, they'll sort of wiggle and wobble their wings to help dry them out, I think. And I think there's something about that motion that trout pick up on. You want a nice fluffy feather, and you want it about the same length as the body, or the abdomen, if you were to lay it back. We'll trim the excess short. Then we'll go with our thorax material, which is Dave Whitlock's SLF in Red Fox Squirrel nymph color. Again, what we're really looking for is that sort of dark orange that to a orangish brown that the sulfurs display in their thorax. And we'll get a few turns of that on. Maybe about enough, or even a little more than enough there. So we'll try to neaten that up a little bit as we go. And lastly, we have our soft hackle. This is either grouse or partridge shoulder feather. I have done this as well with hen hackle, with the thought that that might help the fly float a little better, and it perhaps does. But I think by the same token that the 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 grouse feather might present a little better profile and look more like the insect struggling to get out of its shuck. So we'll see if we can get at least two turns of this hackle. Yeah, I think we're nearly at our limit. We'll try to catch as many of these fibers as we can. Another turn there. Snip that short. I'm trying not to cut my tying thread as I get rid of the stub there. And then we'll just sort of fold all this back as if it were any good old-fashioned wet fly. Got a couple of stray fibers that we'll trim away here. A length of SLF that is a little bit too, just a tad beyond. Give this a quick whip finish, 4 turns or so. There you have it. Another option we get during this sulfur season. I hope you have good luck fishing it. Take care.